If you believe in God, maybe you can relate to the fact that having a connection with God is not easy because it requires so much discipline. You need to take care of the way that you handle yourself with your actions, with your words, with the way that you treat people, with the way that you treat yourself. Like, you have to be so disciplined. And it's so difficult because at the end of the day, you don't owe explanations to anybody. Like, if you don't act properly, if you don't do good, if you don't speak to yourself properly, whatever, if you don't make the best decision, you don't know like explanations to anybody. And that happens when you have a connection with God. Like, God is not gonna come to you knocking at the end of the day like, hey, you did this wrong, right? It's like a really silent responsibility whenever you choose to have a connection with God. And a lot of people, when they are forced to believe in a religion or have a connection with God, they kind of like hate this because they don't feel the need of God. Like, it's just something that has been imposed. And in my personal experience, I've always had the freedom of choosing like whatever I want to believe in and the way that I want to live my life. And because I had that freedom during my early 20s, now that I am about to turn 29, I'm like, you know what? I actually need God, because life without God is so empty and it's so meaningless. And it's just like, I was the brokest when I was like without God in my life, because my family never really pushed me to anything. They were like, okay, you do you and you'll learn eventually. And I'm really happy about it, because nowadays at this age, I'm always like, you know what? Like, I do want to believe in God and I do want to have a relationship with God. And I struggle with consistency. Sometimes I don't pray. I don't do it properly. Sometimes I'm going to pray and I don't make wudu, for example, whatever. Or sometimes I don't cover myself. But something that I constantly keep telling myself is just like, God, please do not let me forget you. God, help me have you into consideration for everything that I do. Help me need you. I want to need you all the time, because I know how empty life is without God. So if you're struggling to find God or like to seek connection with God, I feel like do not let society pressure you into the way that you need to do things, because I don't know, but I don't think that's the way that God works. God is like, do you want to get close to me? Let me show you the way. Let me guide you. Let me teach you. And naturally, for example, you're going to get lessons or signs, or you're going to meet people that are going to bring you closer to Him. Any religion, it doesn't have to be a specific religion. It can happen with any belief that you want to be part of. And I think like that's the beauty of God. Like, He doesn't really judge. Like, I don't know, God is not like, what's your religion? X, okay, I don't like it, next. It doesn't really work like that. I feel like connection with God is more about character and personality and the way that you treat people, your family, and all of this. So I just really wanted to say that, because I feel like a lot of people struggle with this, including myself. So give yourself a break and try to find God from an honest heart. I feel like it's all about that. Let me know what you think.